So several things that you want to mention to legislators when you meet with them to talk about economic justice and particularly predatory lending for the issue of open-ended credit loans is that, one, open-ended credit lenders are almost all former payday lenders. They simply chose to give up their payday loan license, which is a regulated space, to go into open-ended credit loans, which is a completely unregulated space. So even though most of those lenders that gave up their license were at the negotiating table to regulate payday loans, immediately after the regulations went into place, or within that first year, many of them gave up their payday loan license to move into a completely unregulated space so they didn't have to follow any rules. Another thing that you may want to mention is that they carry out practices that are completely prohibited by the Payday Loan Act. And so they're harassing borrowers day and night. They directly debit from the borrower's bank account electronically, which is something prohibited by the Payday Loan Act. There's no limitation on the total number or amount of the money that can be borrowed, where there is a limit on payday loans. And they are offering loans over an expanded period of time. So whereas a payday loan is an actual short-term product, and the point of being able to charge so much money ostensibly is that it's a short-term product, these loans can go on into perpetuity because it's structured like a 300% credit card with no minimum credit payment that has to cover any of the principal. So those are very dangerous terms when we have some people with credit that can be stuck in these loans for 5-6 years, paying thousands and thousands of dollars to maybe borrow $500 to $1,000. The other thing is that we don't actually need these loans. We have regulated loans that offer very similar terms, very similar amounts of money, and over a very similar period of time. We have payday loans, which are up to $500, but we also offer car title loans, and then we also have consumer finance loans, which would allow the person to have maybe a little bit more money than a payday loan, but not necessarily tied to their car, like a car title loan. And some lenders in that space also offer loans at 36% for any amount that's under $2,500. So in essence, open-ended credit is simply taking up space and actually is unregulated, and it really has no place when we have other options available to people who are trying to access credit.